Can your breakfast actually be the reason you feel tired all morning, even if you think you're eating healthy? What if I told you that just a few small mistakes at breakfast could be quietly draining your energy, aging your body faster, and even making it harder for you to think clearly? Today, we're uncovering the 5 breakfast habits that are secretly sabotaging seniors' energy and the surprising simple fixes that can turn it all around. By the end, you'll know exactly how to transform your mornings to feel decades younger. You might even realize you've been tricked by advice you thought was good for you. Which one of these breakfast traps have you fallen into without even knowing it? Let's find out. And hey, before we dive deep, if living stronger, longer, and feeling your best every day sounds good to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, it's quick, and it means you'll never miss a chance to learn powerful tips to keep your health thriving. Let's get into it right now, because this first mistake is something almost everyone makes without realizing how much damage it's doing. Imagine waking up, heading to the kitchen, and reaching for what feels like the obvious healthy choice. Maybe a slice of whole grain toast, maybe a bowl of cereal labeled heart healthy. It seems harmless, maybe even smart. But what if I told you that even healthy carbs in the morning are often the biggest trap of all? When you load up on bread, cereal, muffins, or even too much fruit, you're kicking off a blood sugar roller coaster that can crash your energy before you've even finished your second cup of coffee. And it's not your fault. We've been told for decades that starting the day with carbs gives us energy. But real energy, the kind that lasts, the kind that keeps you sharp, comes from stable blood sugar, not spikes and crashes. See, when you spike your blood sugar first thing, your body releases a surge of insulin to bring it back down. And guess what? That insulin spike often overcorrects. So about an hour or two later, you're feeling shaky, drained, maybe even anxious without knowing why. You think you need another snack or coffee just to keep going. But really, you're stuck in a cycle that leaves you weaker every day. And here's where it gets sneakier. The older we get, the more sensitive we become to these blood sugar swings. Our bodies just don't buffer the spikes and dips as easily anymore. That morning muffin that didn't seem like a big deal when you were 30 can hit you like a ton of bricks when you're 65 or older. Over time, this cycle increases inflammation, speeds up aging, and can even hurt your memory and focus. So what's the fix? Think about building your breakfast around protein and healthy fats instead. Eggs, Greek yogurt with no added sugar, a handful of nuts, maybe half an avocado. Foods that release energy slowly and steadily, keeping you sharp and steady without needing to reach for a sugary rescue. Now, you might be wondering, what about my fruit? I thought fruit was healthy. And you're right, fruit can be incredibly good for you. But the trick is knowing which fruits and how much to eat, especially first thing in the morning. Some fruits, like berries, are low in sugar and high in fiber and antioxidants. Others, like bananas or tropical fruits, can cause a bigger sugar spike than you expect. We'll talk more about the best choices in just a bit, so keep watching. All right, on to the second mistake that's draining your energy every morning, even if you think you're being extra careful. Have you ever skipped breakfast entirely, thinking you were doing yourself a favor? Maybe you've heard about intermittent fasting being good for longevity, and it can be for some people. But for seniors, skipping breakfast without a proper plan can backfire badly. If you're not fully fat-adapted, or if your hormones and blood sugar are already a little fragile, missing breakfast can actually stress your body out. It pushes your cortisol, your main stress hormone, through the roof. And when cortisol spikes early in the day without proper balance, it can leave you feeling anxious, tired, even mentally foggy. That's because cortisol's job is to help raise your blood sugar when you haven't eaten. But if your system is already under strain from age, medications, or hidden inflammation, forcing your body to rely too heavily on cortisol first thing can push it too far. Instead of giving you energy, it depletes it. And here's something most people don't realize. Long-term cortisol imbalance can damage your heart, your brain, and even your metabolism. That's not what we want, right? Especially not when it's avoidable. So if you're thinking about skipping breakfast, it's absolutely crucial to do it the right way, by making sure your last meal of the day was rich in healthy fats and protein, not just carbs. And for most seniors, a light but nutrient-dense breakfast, Something like a boiled egg and half an avocado or a few slices of smoked salmon with some greens is a much safer and smarter way to support energy and longevity. Now stay with me because the third mistake is one that's hidden in plain sight at almost every breakfast table. It's drinking juice. Even 100% pure juice that looks so fresh and innocent. Orange juice, apple juice, even smoothies that seem packed with fruits and veggies. The truth is, drinking your calories, especially liquid sugar, is one of the fastest ways to wreck your energy. Think about it. When you drink juice, you remove almost all the fiber that naturally slows down sugar absorption. So what you're left with is a rapid rush of fructose and glucose into your system. In fact, some juices have as much sugar per ounce as soda. And just like that, you're back on the blood sugar roller coaster. Big spike, big crash. Plus, excess fructose is a major driver of fatty liver disease, inflammation, and metabolic problems. Your liver processes almost all of the fructose you consume, and when it's overwhelmed, especially over time, it sets off a chain reaction that can damage your brain, your heart, and your energy levels. So what's better? Eat the whole fruit, where you get the fiber, the slower sugar release, and the full benefit of the antioxidants. A handful of berries, a few slices of apple with the skin on, way better than gulping down a glass of juice that'll leave you drained by mid-morning. And here's something you may not have heard before. Starting your day with a sweet taste, even a natural sweet taste, can increase your cravings for sweets all day long. So by skipping the juice, you're also setting yourself up for healthier choices later. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. No heavy carbs, no skipping without a plan, no sugary drinks. What else could I be missing? Well, the fourth mistake is one that seems harmless, but can chip away at your energy reserves little by little, day after day. It's relying on caffeine alone to kickstart your morning without real nourishment. Yep, that morning coffee ritual that feels like life itself. It can be a trap if you don't back it up with proper fuel. Caffeine triggers your adrenal glands to release adrenaline, a quick, sharp jolt of alertness. But if there's no solid nutrition underneath it, your body quickly shifts into survival mode. It starts pulling from stress reserves instead of operating from a place of balance. You might feel amazing for an hour, then crash hard. And guess what? You'll crave to fix the crash. More sugar, more carbs, more coffee. This daily seesaw burns out your adrenals, messes with your blood sugar, and can even weaken your immune system over time. Especially for seniors, maintaining strong, steady energy isn't about jolts. It's about building a foundation that supports your body gently but powerfully. The solution? Simple. Pair your coffee, or better yet, your herbal tea, with a small, real food breakfast rich in healthy fats, proteins, and a bit of fiber. Give your body the real tools it needs, not just a whip to keep moving. And here's a powerful little bonus tip. Consider switching your first drink to water with a pinch of sea salt and lemon. Hydrating first thing before caffeine can supercharge your energy naturally without any crash later. You might be realizing right now, fixing your mornings isn't about adding complicated routines. It's about removing the hid now. Let's talk about the fifth mistake. And I promise, this one will surprise you. It's eating low-fat or diet foods for breakfast, thinking you're making the smart, healthy choice. You know the ones I mean. Low-fat yogurt, diet granola bars, low-calorie cereals, they're everywhere. They scream healthy from every package in the grocery store. But here's the truth almost no one tells you. These low-fat foods are often even worse for your energy, your heart, and your metabolism than you think. When food companies take fat out of a product, they have to replace it with something to make it taste good. And that something is usually sugar, artificial sweeteners, or processed starches. So instead of giving your body the steady, satisfying fuel it needs, you end up getting a flood of quick-burning carbs that spike your blood sugar, drop your energy, and leave you hungry again an hour later. It's like trying to fill up your gas tank with fumes. You'll sputter out before lunchtime, and maybe even feel hungrier and crankier than if you had eaten nothing at all. And it doesn't stop there. Long-term, these fake health foods can confuse your hunger hormones, making it harder for your body to know when it's full. Over time, this confusion leads to overeating, cravings, and even weight gain, all while you thought you were being good. No wonder so many people feel frustrated and stuck, doing what they thought was right but getting nowhere. Now let's be real for a second. It's not your fault. The food industry spent billions convincing us that fat was the enemy, but science has moved on, and today we know that the right kinds of fats, Natural fats, like the ones in avocado, eggs, nuts, seeds, olive oil, are not just good, they're essential. They stabilize your blood sugar, feed your brain, keep your heart healthy, and help you burn fat naturally. If you start your day with a real meal, something like full-fat Greek yogurt with some chia seeds, or a couple of eggs cooked in a bit of olive oil, you'll be amazed at the difference. Steady energy, clearer thinking, happier mood, all morning long, and it carries into the rest of your day. Imagine the power you could unlock if you just fixed these hidden breakfast mistakes. How would it feel to wake up excited for the day again, full of natural energy without needing a second cup of coffee? How would it feel to know that your breakfast was actually helping you think sharper, move better, and maybe even extend your life? You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Tiny changes to how you start your morning can create a domino effect that transforms everything. And here's the secret weapon: consistency. One good breakfast won't change your life, but one good breakfast, repeated tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, that's how seniors turn back the clock. That's how you build a body that feels 10, 20, even 30 years younger from the inside out. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I want this, but it sounds overwhelming, don't worry. Let's break it down together right now into 3 tiny steps you can take starting tomorrow morning. First, rethink your first bite. Before you grab toast or cereal, ask yourself, where's my protein? Where's my healthy fat? Build your plate around those. Even a boiled egg and a handful of walnuts is a fantastic start. Second, ditch the liquid sugar. If it comes in a bottle or carton and it's sweet, even if it says natural, skip it. Stick to water, tea, black coffee, or whole fruits with fiber. Third, listen to your body. After breakfast, pay attention. Do you feel steady, calm, focused, or do you feel jittery, tired, craving something? Your body will tell you immediately if you're fueling it right. Over time, you'll notice something amazing. Your cravings for sugar and snacks start to vanish. Your afternoon crashes disappear. Your thinking clears up. Your sleep improves. Your waistline might even start shrinking, without you even trying, because when your mornings are built right, your whole day gets easier. Your body stops fighting you. Your health starts working for you, not against you. And here's one final bonus you might not expect. When you fuel yourself properly in the morning, you lower your risk of heart disease, dementia, and even some types of cancer, all by starting the day with the right choices. No miracle pills, no complicated diets, just simple, powerful, natural habits that stack up in your favor day after day. Now let me ask you something. Which of these 5 breakfast traps did you recognize in your own routine? Be honest. Was it the sneaky carbs, the liquid sugar, the missing protein? Maybe you've been relying too much on caffeine, or you got tricked into believing low fat meant healthy. Whichever it was, the good news is you have all the tools you need now to fix it, and fixing it can start as soon as tomorrow morning. You deserve mornings that fuel you, not mornings that steal from you. And if you found this helpful even a little bit, just imagine how much better you'll feel when you start stacking more powerful, simple, science-backed health habits one after another. We're just getting started. So before you go, make sure to watch the next video appearing on your screen. It's packed with even more easy-to-follow tips that will help you unlock more energy, better health, and a longer, stronger life. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. I'll see you there.